I just realized I've never told you why I moved to Vietnam. So January 2025, this TikTok video came across my feed. His name is Chris. He lives in Thailand. And he was talking about how inexpensive it was to live in Thailand with the American dollar. So I went down the rabbit hole and I was researching Thailand. And then as I'm down the rabbit hole of Google and everything else, looking at Thailand, I see videos of Thailand versus Vietnam, Vietnam versus Thailand. So I went down the rabbit hole of Vietnam some more. That was in April. So on July 28th, I moved to Vietnam. Mind you, without visiting first. So this was like officially my second stamp on my passport. Korea was my first stamp on my passport because I had a layover over there. The plane wasn't ready. The connecting flight did not take me to Vietnam. They had issues. So they let me stay in Korea overnight. So the video that made me really move to Vietnam was a video of the beach in Da Nang, Vietnam. Mind you, I'm born and raised in Miami, Florida. So it kind of put me in the mind of back home in Miami, Florida. And at the time I was living in Houston, Texas. So I was like, oh my God, I miss the beaches in Miami. I, took it for granted. I hardly ever went to the beach when I lived in Miami. And then to see Da Nang, Vietnam look so similar to the beaches in Miami, I'm like, oh yeah. Moving to Vietnam. And long story short, I'm living in Vietnam now. I've been here like a month and a half, or less than a half. And I love it. Now, my personality allowed me to move to Vietnam without visiting first. As a single Black woman, I moved across the world without visiting a place first. But that's my personality though. Like everybody can't do that, I know. So apparently I'm a little adventurous and I kind of go with the flow of life. And at this point, life has flowed me to Vietnam. I'm 54 and all my children are grown and I wasn't dating for like a year and a half while I was living in Houston and I had nothing holding me back. And I was like, girl, TikTok is telling you to go to Vietnam. Let's go.
Yeah, she said 54. Black don't crack. I'm glad we haven't let that secret out for 200 years. We've kept it, but this is not what this video is about. We're going to look at people who are just ready to leave America. And we're also going to see the problems in America where America has just lost its mind on pricing.
I'm just going to say it because nobody else is saying it, even though we're all thinking it. The American dream is to leave America. I traveled the world for 6 months straight by myself. 4 months in Asia, 2 months in Europe. And no, don't come at me. I've been on my own since I was 18 years old. And yes, of course, I'm blessed to be an American. I'm blessed to have a strong passport. And I'm blessed that I've been able to start my own business and travel the world. But I'm telling you, I've been home for over a year now. There's not one city in the United States that makes my soul feel alive, that makes me feel like I have community, that makes me feel like people are loving and respectful and not divided and judgmental. It's toxic here. We have no love here. People literally think that I'm the crazy one. And I'm like, you guys, we're falling apart. I find so much more love and so much more support, so much more community in Bali. I'm in Spain. When I'm in Italy. When I'm in Thailand. I've traveled to 10 different countries by myself. I'm telling you, being here will strip your soul. I say this because I want to see if anyone else is feeling this way. And if you need help, like I want to get out as well and I need direction to make money online and support myself financially abroad, please contact me. I'm a business coach. I can help you.
She states she's a business coach. Please contact her. For what? Contact you for what? I'm an advocate for moving abroad. You guys that watch my channel know that. I state it all the time. But you have to make a plan. You can't just say I'm sick of something and leave and find money on the streets.
Yes. Book a one-way ticket out of the US if you are trying to save money. I think all of us can agree that it has become ridiculously expensive to live in the US. Many of us are living paycheck to paycheck and just continuing to accrue debt. And honestly, the only way that I saw out was to sell my house and to move to Bali. And if you don't have a house to sell, that's okay. Take what money that you have in savings and book a one-way ticket to an affordable country. country like Indonesia, Thailand, Ecuador, Colombia, Vietnam, Cambodia. The cost of living in these countries is less than $1,000. You can probably get it to $200 to $300 for a month. You can stay in hostels. You can house sit for people and have your accommodation completely calm. You can pet sit as well. But slaving in America is not it anymore. We are not the land of the free. We are the land of the slaves. We are common day slaves. All we do is work, eat, sleep, repeat. So if you're sick of struggling and living paycheck to paycheck, the only way that I see out is to leave the US indefinitely and take it from somebody who has already done so last year. Life is so much better.
Slaves. No, slaves don't get paid, but we're not going to focus on that word in the comments, guys. Leave it alone, seriously. But I do want to say I would not personally take advice from this chick, this child. Do not come anywhere abroad if you don't have a source of income or if you don't have a big stash of cash to afford your cost of living. She's just frustrated, and I understand that part of it.
A new survey says most Americans now see the middle class as out of reach. The New York Times Siena poll found that 2/3 of voters think a middle class lifestyle is unattainable for most people.
Let's see what this month's electric bill is. Last month it was $527, and that was before the snowstorm. $626.05. Unbelievable.
I'm tired. Are y'all tired? Because I'm tired of the system that America has created to keep us going, buying. And it's never enough at work. It's like, do this so you can get this rating. It's never enough. You go out here and try to date, try to be a good person in the world. People don't appreciate that. It's never enough. Bills come back to back. You just paid them, they're coming again. It's never enough. Like, I am so fed up with this system that America has just locked us in, that we are not experiencing life. Like, it's so much life out there, so much going on that we have not experienced because we live here. And I'm tired of feeling like this. Like, I want to get up every day, enjoy the day for me, do whatever I please, and enjoy the day. And it's just like, it'll never happen. I get 2 days out of the week to have for myself. Like, I'm tired.
I want to respond to this comment. The new American dream is to leave. I 1000% agree with this because I moved from California to Dubai. Best decision I've made, because the American dream that we were taught as kids does not exist anymore. So for example, we were told to go to school, get a degree, buy a house. How are we going to do that today? I'm from San Francisco, and the average house in San Francisco right now is $1.2 million. Who the F can afford a $1.2 million house? And again, this is not even a beautiful house. There's gonna be homeless people probably right in front of your house. People are gonna be breaking into your car. It's so dirty, it's so disgusting. It's not safe. Like, who wants to live like that? I'm sorry, I have to leave, and I'm glad I did.
Dubai, how is she making money over there? Yeah, if you want to move anywhere abroad, get your money together. You can't just be sick of something. Work to 40, 50 years like the rest of Gen X and boomers.
Americans are leaving this country in record numbers. And I'm not talking about vacation. I'm talking packing their bags, booking their flights, and leaving for good. In the first few months of 2025 alone, the amount of people that just said, I'm done, and moved abroad doubled from the year before. That's not just a blip, okay? That's a wave. So why? Same reasons you and I complain about every day. Cost of living going through the roof, political chaos that never seems to end, and the fear of safety even when you're just going to the grocery store. But here's the thing, it's not just dreamers or millionaires doing it. It's normal people. It's people with families. It's young people, old people, retirees, people who are working remote. One common thread holding all of these people together is they just want a dignified life. That's why you're seeing places like Greece, Spain, France, Portugal. Their cafes are filling up with Americans who are just done. People love to scream, if you don't like it, leave. Well, we are, thousands and thousands of us.
And not just as in the U.S., as my title states, or the West. You have people throughout the world looking to leave their home country for financial stability and tranquility.
Hey, I'm Lexi. I live in Japan, and I'll share my bills with you for the month of June. My rent is 35,000 yen. My car payment was 15,000 yen. My internet bill was 3,000. My water was 1,000. Electricity, 3,782. It's up because I've been blasting the AC nonstop this summer. And gas was 3,522. Before you ask about where I live, my apartment tour is already posted, so take a look. See you next time. Bye.
She's leaving out food, entertainment, and a lot of costs that can't be expected. Just do your research, guys.
Well, I am doing it. I am leaving the U.S. for good this time. It feels so weird, actually, because before we were just using the vacation visa because we wanted to make sure it's somewhere we want to be. We got our actual 4-year visa, and we're leaving. It was just time. We're being priced out. We're exhausted. This rat race is like, that's not how we want to go out. It feels so surreal right now because it's like official. Like, we have the visas. Well, my husband does. I had to work on getting mine when we get back. But like, this is it. I am both extremely happy and very sad at the same time, as I'm gonna miss my family. But we just decided we're not gonna let anything stop us from living a life that makes us happy. In this life that we have chosen is what brings us joy.
The takeaway we see from this is that this younger generation is seeing that the juice is not worth the squeeze in the U.S. anymore.
So the sad reality is right now, guys, and I just realized it's starting to rain. Whatever, dog's out, we're getting some walking in, but the sad reality is that most Americans right now are broke. They don't have savings at all, and they're in crippling debt. And guys, this has gotten worse over the last couple of years since 2019. I mean, I know everybody out there would do anything to go back to 2019 prices, right? That'd be a dream. But at this point, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. That's the sad reality. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And with the Fed cutting rates right now aggressively, and they're planning on cutting them more, inflation, there's always a chance it starts to go up again and prices get even worse.
I want to see if anybody else is experiencing this. So last year, my homeowner's insurance for the year was $3,018. Okay. Year before that, it was $2,600. Year before that, $2,200. Year before that, $2,100. I've owned this house for 4 years. So it's went from $2,100 4 years ago to I just got my renewal quote. Remember, 2024 was $3,018. This year, my homeowner's insurance is over $6,000. No claims in the last 4 years. I've never had a claim against the house I'm living in now. But my insurance just doubled. Homeowner's insurance doubled year over year with no claims.
So I went and called and got some insurance quotes for my car today, and I noticed they were like abnormally higher than what I've currently been paying. I'm like, well, you drive a lot. I never told you how much I drive, which I've done a lot of driving in the beginning part of the year. And they're like, well, you know, when you go to the dealership and you get oil changes, because my car's still under warranty, because I will get it done while it's under warranty. They're like, yeah, well, the dealership logs your mileage and we can see that. Of course you can. Y'all know everything. Everything. What don't you know?
I took a recording of the U.S. debt clock. The federal government isn't going to be able to help us, guys. We are on our own. What are they going to do? Give another stimulus check for $600 for individual, $1,200 for married? That's not going to help you. I mean, I don't believe it's going to help anybody. We are literally in a nightmare scenario. And the country's gas, it'll come down. But everything else, what are they controlling? They can't control what your company can pay you. They can't control food prices. They say they can, but when have they ever?
Insurance companies are watching you through social media. I started my day earlier by reading a new client denial, and it was entirely about social media surveillance. So what I'm talking about today is how insurance companies are using social media to deny disability claims. They don't just look at Facebook and Instagram. They're digging into websites you probably didn't think of, like Venmo, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and they're even doing Google searches. They're looking for pictures of dinner. They're looking at photos where your friends may have tagged you from several years ago, and they will use it against you.
Auto insurance rates keep going up. In fact, they've gone up 36% since January of 2020, according to the data released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And although that 36% increase definitely sounds bad, it's even worse when you consider that 20% of that was just in the last year. And judging by the data, it doesn't look like we'll be seeing the rates come down anytime soon either. As of now, according to Bankrate, the average cost of full coverage car insurance in the United States is $2,544 per year, while minimum coverage is $740 per year. Breaking that down monthly, it's $212 for $64. But why? Why is auto insurance going up so high? Well, the answer is a lot simpler than you might think. For starters, auto insurance rates started rising dramatically as the price of vehicles went up. But what made it so much worse was that while vehicles went up, many people decided to repair their vehicles instead of replacing them. And that caused a rise in demand for parts and an increase in labor rates as well as part shortages, which means insurance has to go up to cover those costs.
Today I decided to finally check my mail before I went into work and tell me how I have a piece of mail from my insurance company. My insurance company, by the way, is Liberty Mutual. That's what I've been using for the past 2 or 3 years. On this mailer that they sent out, they said that all premiums, once the renewal happens, are going up 25%. Maybe this is a sign for me to shop around and see what else is out there, but this is absolutely crazy. What I've been telling so many of you guys, it's almost harder to get insurance than actually getting an approval on a car. When you go in to get a car loan, pay stub, run your credit, boom, approval. But for insurance, they want freaking $1,500 down to start a policy, or they need driving history to see if you're capable of being on the road. It's just crazy. Insurance has also been one of my biggest deal killers. Customer loves the car, they agree on payment, we're good to go on all the terms, but then when they go to get an insurance quote, because they're first-time drivers, policy's $1,500 due today.
Anyone else in the state of North Carolina just get hit with a 38% increase on your homeowner's insurance? Yeah, apparently that's not bad compared to what the state approved 42% premium increases for people living in the state of North Carolina. Y'all, all insurance companies can go right off because this is backwards. This is, I am like death by taxes and insurance. I spend more money on taxes and insurance than I do any other thing in the entire budget of my entire family. 38% increase in my annual premium for my home, and I haven't had a claim. Those insurance companies can go right off.
Not me having a mental breakdown in the parking lot at work because I just had to tell a patient that his insurance premiums are going from $160 a month to $580 a month with an $8,200 deductible.
My mortgage is going up by over $500 a month, so let's talk about it. I live in a starter house. If you saw my house, we would all agree that I live in a starter house, and my mortgage is already $4,300 a month. However, I got a letter in the mail saying that my mortgage is actually increasing, and it's now going to be $4,800 a month. It's going from $4,300 a month to $4,800 a month, and I've owned this house for 18 months. I bought it in the summer of 2024, so do the math. It's not even been 2 years at this point, and that doesn't factor in any of the improvements that I've made on this house. I've already poured over $75,000 into this house. I'm constantly putting money into updates because it's outdated. I am very grateful and very fortunate that I was able to buy a house in the area that I did buy a house in. It is a great area, it's a great school district, but genuinely the fact that I'm 28 years old and have a mortgage that is essentially $5,000 a month for a starter house that I still have to update and take care of and repair just feels absolutely criminal.
Now, I believe if she bought a house for a mortgage of $4,300 and she's considering a starter house, that's just pure delusion, ignorance, or a lack of severe cerebral aptitude. That's just nuts.
So I was under the assumption that when you get a mortgage, it's going to stay the same, they say fixed rate. I thought fixed rate was everything, but that ain't the case. It's going to increase, depending on your insurance and your property taxes. The value of your house goes up, your mortgage payment is going to increase as well. I wish I would have known that beforehand. Like, it wouldn't have changed the fact, but I still, like, I wasn't ready for that. I was like calling them. I'm like, hey, why my payment going up? And they were like, let me look for you. And they were like, oh, your taxes increased. I was like, oh. They were like, yeah, the value went up. I said, oh, okay.
Am I the only one seeing huge increases in property taxes? I just got this notice in the mail, and my payment is going up $200 in 2026. My monthly payment has increased almost $400 per month since closing on my house 5 years ago in 2020. This is one of the many hidden costs associated with owning a home. Even if you have a fixed rate mortgage, you can see an increase year over year with an increase in property taxes as well as insurance. So if you are on the market for a home, make sure that you're taking this into consideration. Look at the city and county in which you're looking to purchase a home. Look at the tax history and make sure that you're taking that into account in terms of what you can afford.
My bullshit homeowners association just sent me a letter saying that they are demanding $750 from every homeowner in the association to pay for some special project that they passed. There was no vote. There was nothing, no notice, no notification, just here, pay us this or we're going to send you to collections. Is this even legal? What the is going on?
I don't want you to think that HOA is just a Florida thing. It's a disaster in Florida, and it's not a disaster anyplace else because it's even a disaster here in Las Vegas, for example. Yep, condo owners here are facing a huge increase. They simply can't afford the $467.50 fee.
Look, I'm not saying that all HOAs are bad, but I just saw a home at today's auction get foreclosed on for $7,000. And before you say, oh, that could never happen to me, it can, and it does, and it literally happened today to a family. So here's what happened. The homeowner fell behind on their HOA dues. This is not their mortgage. This is not the taxes. It's the HOA dues. Of course, it started adding up after a few months. Then they added fees to that. And so the HOA puts a lien on the property. And they can, like in this case, push it all the way into a foreclosure. And in this case, over $7,000. Most homeowners don't realize how much power homeowners associations or HOAs have. In some certain communities, they can have covenants in place that could allow them to put a lien on the property and push it into a sale, even if you're up to date on your mortgage.
So this generation is damned if they buy a house and they're damned if they don't because they can't. No wonder younger people are trying to move abroad.
Everyone's looking for something under $500,000 in New Jersey, right? 399 Belleville, New Jersey, 25 by 175. One bed, one bath, people. 399. The average home in New Jersey is around 550 grand right now, people. I don't even know what this is. Cape, bungalow, ranch.
If anybody wants to know what the New Jersey real estate market is like, this house is 856 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. This house, and it's listed for $850,000 in Princeton, New Jersey. That is insane.
So my fiance and I have been looking to buy a home since March of 2024 and haven't found anything just because there's nothing on the market. And the stuff that is so crazy overpriced for holes. So I'm going to show you what $429,000 gets you in New Jersey. So this is a beautiful property, 2.5 acres of land in the town that I grew up in. And I'm like, okay, the house, it clearly needs some work on the outside, but that's manageable. The property is beautiful. Let me show you what the inside looks like. Mold all over, top to bottom, just disgusting. The spores are so foul. It makes my skin crawl.
So I'm on Zillow, right, looking for apartments in San Diego. This is how criminal the San Diego rental market is, right? $2,300 a month for 550 square feet. What is that shower? Am I the flatfish from SpongeBob? How am I supposed to take a shower in that?
Hey man, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Okay, I got 3 vehicles.
All three of which got a V8 in them, okay? And look, I ain't never worried about fuel mileage necessarily. I'll make it work. That's the price you pay to drive a V8. But gas is $4.30 a gallon in my neck of the woods, okay? And that's just for regular gas, okay? That ain't even premium. That's just regular. And now they're putting this E10 and E15 in it that is like literal cancer for old vehicles. It's like running paint stripper through your fuel system, okay? It's just not good for it, okay? Well, I mean, what the fuck are y'all trying to do? You got flock cameras going up. You're making a mandate that all new vehicles made after 2026 have got to have cameras and kill switches and AI technology in them. Man, this is just not a fucking world I want to be a part of anymore. Like, it's just the more I think, the more shit that happens, the more shit you see on the news. Every time you get on social media, it's just more and more and more and more and more bullshit that they just keep on piling and piling and piling and piling and piling. It's like, God damn it, I'm about to fucking explode, man. Like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit no fucking more. God, I can't wait for the fucking end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to die, but I'm so sick of this and I see what the future holds. I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So fucking take me out now. Kill me in my sleep. Fuck this shit. I don't want to keep doing this. And the sad thing is the next generation and the generation after that are being programmed now.
Yeah.
To not think about it, to just accept it, to just go with it. That's what they want. They want to train the kids to not think about the fact that the government's going to have complete and total control of all of your fucking movements, Jack. And they're not just going to know where you're at. They're going to be able to control where you're at. You know, and it's like, this is not the America that I was promised. It's not the America that our forefathers promised. It's not the America that we fought for. What the fuck are we doing?
Now, by no means was this meant to be a gloom and doom video. I had a point to all this. People will tell you that home prices are because of corporate investing or, you know, interest rates or what have you. The truth of it is, something the government doesn't put out there, something no president runs on, is what most Americans do not know, is that anybody from any country, they don't have to be a citizen here, they don't have to hold a green card, they don't have to live in the United States. Anyone can buy a house in America, any foreigner. And there's a reason why no president runs on that. Think of that. It's about price and demand. Even China, who's not our ally, can buy up homes and land in your country. This is what you wanted. This is what you voted for with every president.